Hello, peeps. Yep, I'm back. Anyway, you may hear some dog noises. Our big dog is having a little bit of a fit. And yes, I still have, pardon me, some sinus issues and so forth and so on. And yeah, that means there will be several jump cuts. Anyway, oh, dog. This is where we are today. Singe Beauty. I saved up my shekels. And I got me a Singe palette. Yes, I've tucked my fingers into it a little bit. Now, and yes, I plan to use the Singe blush while I'm at it. Get out my favorite Ace Beauty shadow primer. Now I've got my face primer on. Finally broke down and acquired some of the e.l.f. liquid putty primer. I like the feel of it. I'm just not sure about how well it's going to wear. We'll have to see. Do. Now, from what I have played with so far in the palette, just to like stick my fingers in, it's like part of it is very obvious that Miss Thing is a matte girl. Okay? It's just a matte girl. Oh yeah. Gotta show off this. Mary Grutzmoose. I know. Not perfect. Alrighty. Now, let's see what I'm going to do. Where's my pencil? I need my brow pencil. Yeah, I know. They're still not terribly even, but I'll take what I can get, considering at one point I had plucked them to filth. And in case you can't tell, the big doggy with the big mouth is part hound, because he's got that boo-woo-woo-woo thing going on. He really does. He is a boo-woo-woo dog. And he will boo-woo-woo. Right now, I think he's barking at the neighbor's little dog. She's very cute. She's very little, but there you go. And he's huge in comparison. Oh, according to Jim, who I can now hear, he's barking at the kitty cats in the yard of the neighbor. For some reason, he thinks they're our cats, and both of our cats stay in the house. I learned the hard way long ago. You keep the kitties in the house. Now, I'm not going to put the foundation on yet, just in case there's some fallout. I don't really expect a lot of trouble with this palette, but it's a new palette and I'm not used to it yet, so we will have to see what happens. Let's get started with something in here. Primer doesn't seem to want to stick right there. Let me try a little bit more. Come on, eyeball. Stop being stubborn. Now, some of these shadows in here, some of the glitters look a little chunky. We'll have to see. Where am I going to start? All right, guys, come on. Tell me where am I going to start? Okay, I'm going to feel silly about it, but I'm going to start with a beige. You know, she who is not beige is starting with a beige, which I have no idea why, but there we go. Feels really smooth, very soft, and it's like not a glaring pale beige, which is something anyway. Yes, we know, I don't like beige. Oh, speaking of beiges and such, I am about fit to be tied with that brown that Pantone has decided is next year's color. It's like, I don't care what they call it, you know, mocha mousse. It's milk chocolate with more cream. And it's brown. It's very brown. Yes, I'm doing this little tiny taps into the pan at a time. Not so bad. Okay. Who's next? I mean, there's all kinds of colors I could go with. I just got to figure out who's next. Let's see. I'm going to try this pale green called Saucer. Oh yeah, the beige is called Wee. Yes, I'm doing a lot of pale today. I don't feel like being that bright to start with. There's some other really pretty brights in glitters and shimmers and such. All right, guys, so how are you? What are you doing? Has anybody else gotten a hold? I haven't really seen that many vids that are showing up with the Galactic Visitors palette. So, and I've been looking. And I mean, I saved up my shekels once she started talking about she's got had something else coming. And because I had a funny feeling it was going to be a palette. And I'm going, look, save up the shekels, get the palette. The blusher, not quite as many shekels to save up, but, you know, I got that. I wanted to try the palette. These are delightfully smooth. I'm really liking the matte formula. Just absolutely delightfully smooth. Okay, where am I going to go next? I think I'm going to take Infinity, which is a dark blue, because there's not a dark green in here. I'm going to take the dark blue. Well, one of the dark blues, I believe Eclipse is a dark blue closer to black than this one, but I don't necessarily want to go with black today. Alrighty. Now, for those of us with a hooded eye, you know, people talk about the outer V, and those of us with a hooded eye seem to fare better if you think of it as an outer 7 instead of trying to do a really sharp V. Do more of a 7 instead of a sharp V. And it kind of follows a little better. The other thing is you can use the 7 to kind of drag this up just a little bit so you can see some of the color when you've got your eyes open. You won't see a lot of the color because your eyes are, just because your eyes are open, but you got a better chance. Front leg of the 7 across the top. I don't know, you can think of it as a 7 or a fancy 1 with the cross across the top. Just don't worry about having to do a really sharp V. If you don't got the place to really put it, don't sweat it. Grab up a little more of that pale green so I don't lose it. Yeah, this is another one of the problems of having hooded eyes and fairly small eyes. There's not a lot of real estate between here and here, which I think is completely unfair, but hey, it is what it is. Use that upper leg of the 7 to kind of give you your lift. I shall return. Jump cut coming up. Oh, mercy. I think I'm going to put just a little bit of that dark blue on this end of the lower lid. Kind of like that. Not all the way across. Just enough to kind of keep a little continuity here. I know, I'm going to keep fiddling with this. Now, I want to use this absolutely lovely thing. Now, in the pan, that is green. On the back of my hand, to me, it looks kind of purpley pink. When I'm looking at it without the very bright light, it's back to green. But I've also got this one called Milky Way, which is kind of a copper with a brownish base, and it's another one that does that pink shift, at least where I'm looking at. So I think the Milky Way is going to go in the center of the lower lid. Now I'm going to try this with a brush. I want to see if it will work with a brush and a spray. Or if I'm going to have to use finger on it all the time. Now I'm just kind of patting that in here. Build it up just a bit. Now that's really pretty. Really, really, really pretty. Spritz, spritz. But I'm starting to think that I may want to go with my nasty little fingies instead of a brush, at least with the lighter color that's going on the inner corner. Now, like I said, I'm just kind of patting this on and doing with a spray. I don't know if it would make any difference if I had a glitter glue or something like that. However, it does seem to be working. Mostly, I think if you want a more intensely foiled look, you're probably going to want to use the finger. Give it the finger. Carry that up towards the crease a bit. Oh yeah. The fingy is definitely it. And yes, I'm pulling on my eyelid just a bit because I got chicken skin wrinkles. Remember, I'm getting my kicks on year 66. Makes a difference. You know, because you get more wrinkles. Don't mind me, my fibro's kicking up and my hands want to be shaky and itchy. It's really annoying. Coffee! I think that's looking pretty good. Okay. Now, that one, the one I just put in the middle is called Milky Way. And this one I'm getting ready to put on in the inner corner is called Beam. Ooh. I'ma like that. Yeah. I'm liking that. Now, I'm gonna try and put a little bit of the Milky Way. Yes, I'm going back to the brush because I'm going to try and put that on the lower lash line just a bit. And if that don't work, I may try. I've got a really interesting pencil. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get very far with the brush on Milky Way. Let's see how it does with Beam. Beam being a little paler, it's still not really obvious, but it's doing better than Milky Way. I keep hearing the word Milky Way and saying the word Milky Way, and I'm going, where's my candy bar? All right, jump cut time. Ow, 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 dang it. Let's see. Trying to get your eyes to actually match when you can't freaking see them because you got no glasses on. And no, I have an option for contacts, but you have to teach one eye to see near, one eye to see far, because they can't do the contacts the same way they do the glasses. Now I'm going to put a white line on the waterline, since the rest of this is pretty pale. This is a BH Cosmetics that I picked up before BH Cosmetics was acquired by Revolution. I haven't checked by buying another one with the Revolution thing to see if they're just as good. So, I don't know. We'll just leave it there. Okay. I'm seeing a tiny bit of fallout. But then you always get a little something with, but it's like real fine, real tiny. Nothing to write home about. So, I'm going to put my foundation on. And since you've seen me put my foundation on, I will probably not bother you with said foundation application. Back in a bit. Alrighty. I went ahead and put the bronzer on. I've done a little bit of a line at the base of the lashes. Now I've got my Singe Rambunctious Rhubarb. Now I like the Singe blush because it's got a glow to it. It's not a sparkle. It's not like a highlighter, but it's got just enough glow to it that if you're not necessarily looking to do a blind you today, see you tomorrow kind of highlight, this has got enough glow that if this is all you put on, you got plenty of glow. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's such a pretty color. And at some point, eventually, I will probably pick up another blusher from Singe. I'm rather fond of it. I'm waiting for a Singe highlighter. Waiting. It's like, come on, Angie, where's my highlighter? Well, let's see. I think, God help me, I'm going to use more beige. It's a slightly beige beige base highlighter. It's not again, not a blinder, but it's got a little extra glow to it. Yes, I usually put the highlighter up along the eyebrows so that I've got that little more touch of light under those eyebrows. Yes, I'm trying to futz around. in case nobody's ever told you, your eyes are not identical. They're not symmetrical. They're not identical. Now, I put just a little bit of highlight over the top of that lip. Why, I don't know, but I don't do the way up here with the pale color or a pale highlight. It's like you just look sweaty. It's like, keep it down here where your lips are. Point the way. Now, let's see. What am I going to put on my big mouth? Okay, this is an AOA Studio pencil called Insta. I know the whole look is not very Christmas or winter. Unless you look at some of the other things that have come out. I mean, I could go with purple, but I'm figuring this is about right for pale eye look. And this is a Mega Last matte from Wet n Wild called Bear. I know, me, neutral lip. Or at least a relatively neutral. Now, seeing as my mouth is attempting to be dry, I'm going to put a little bit of lip oil on top of it. I love e.l.f. lip oil. It's not gloppy. It's got a nice mint to it. It's got a nice shine to it. It feels just really nice. But it's not sticky or gloopy or any of that. Anyway, yes, I'm letting my hair grow out still. It's a little warmer with some fur on top of my head. Now I'm finally going to get around to doing my mascara right after I give this a shot. Absolutely hate when I get mostly finished. And I put my mascara on, and then I go and spray, and the mascara gets wet again, and I get polka dots. I have enough problem with polka dots on my nose. I don't need polka dots all over my eyes. Okay, this is my concession to brown. Well, this and my eyebrows. Because, let's be real, my eyebrows are brown. Ooh, I'm going to have to either freshen up my color or just let it go. It's not as nice a peach currently. This is another e.l.f. Lash It Loud. And the color on the bottom just says brown. The eyebrow pencil that I used, I picked up cheap somewhere. The wet material that I used after I got finished with the pencil is again e.l.f. Which variant of e.l.f.? I don't know, and I don't feel like dragging it back out right now. Yes, I'm lazy. There was a friend of mine who was a roommate for a while. She was ambidextrous enough to be able to do her mascara with both hands, depending on which eye she was on. And her mom used to give her a fit about being able to do that. I have attempted, but my left hand still is not as responsive as I would like it to be with a prickly brush near my eyes. I have little tiny eyelashes. And I'm using one of the serums to try to grow them a bit. But yeah, I have little tiny eyelashes. The brow goop is Wow Brow, and it's in brown, I think. I really can't read it. Anyway, there it is. There it is. Now, if I was really determined to show off my lashes, what little I have, I would pull out this one because it's a volumizing mascara in black. And it still doesn't help that much. I used a pencil to try to do a little bit of a line along the upper lashes. I wasn't worried about doing a great big line. Because I can't draw straight currently. My hands are too shaky now. It's like they're not all the time, but if I'm trying to do something fine, they get real shaky and just annoy me. So, there we go. Black lashes over brown. Now, if I really, really wanted to make a difference in the lashes, I could put on the false eyelashes. I'm not feeling it today. However, I am feeling this look. So, yeah, Galactic Visitor. Nifty stuff. And there you go. Tell me what you think. Do you have it? Are you going to get it? I think I'm happy with what I spent. I think I'm very happy with what I spent. I have to go make lunch now. Bye.